this is Wiz Getting the Biz, aka Samwiz, and today I am going to be doing a Disventure Camp Heroes versus Villains tier list type of thing. I got this idea from Survivor Heroes versus Villains, also Total Drama All Stars. So if someone has made this video before, please let me know in the comments so I can give them credit. And thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. And yeah, I'm gonna get to the video in 1, 2, 3. Before we start with the video, I'm going to address some things I had to do before making the teams. There's a lot of heroes in this cast, so it's very hard to make a heroes versus villains. So for that, James is a villain. Now, he was kind of a villain on his season, so that's why I put him on the villains team. Gabby isn't a villain until like really later on in All Stars, but for this video, she has an evil persona, so I'm putting her on the villains team for that. And Jake has done villainous things like voting out Tom, so that's why he's on the villains team. Out of the rest of the heroes, he is more a villain than any of them. For the first challenge, I think that the villains will win and the heroes will lose, and they will vote off Miriam. To explain why I think the villains will win is because they have Gabby, and Gabby is really good with animals, and I think that's really hard to beat. Even though the heroes have a really strong players like Ashley, Lake, Tom, Hunter, I still think that Gabby's way with animals will help the villains a lot and help them win. And I think Miriam will be going home because she doesn't really have a lot of relationships with people on the heroes team. A lot of them are from season 2, so I think she'll probably get voted out because of that, not knowing them. And the only person she has a bond with is Tom. So I think for that reason, I think that a lot of them, like Allie, Hunter, and Tess, all have relationships with each other. They'll work together. They'll probably pull in Lake, because Lake and Tess are friends, and maybe Aiden, and they'll probably vote off Miriam. We also know that Hunter is very strategic, and Allie is trying to be this season. So I think voting off Miriam would be smart because she's already won, and we see this in Survivor All Stars, where people want to vote off the winners because they've already won a season. They don't need the money. I think the villains will be losing this, and they will be voting out James. Now, the reason I think they are going to be voting out James is because, again, he is a winner. They want to get rid of the winners. They are smart, so they know they don't want him to win again. I also think the heroes will be winning because they have a lot stronger people on their team, and I think that they are probably better suited for this challenge, especially since Rhea is afraid of water and probably won't go in it like we see in the actual All-Star season. The next challenge is the sand digging one, and I think the heroes are winning this again because, again, they have a lot of strong people on their team. I don't see the villains winning this. I think Tom is very strong, Lake is very strong, Ashley is very strong, and Hunter is very strong. So I don't see them losing this challenge. I think that Rhea is going home because I think they're a little upset about last challenge, her not really doing anything in the water. Also, she's a strategic player. They know this. They know she's good at finding idols, and I think that there would be an alliance between Alec, Fiore, and Ellie, and Gabby, and even Gret maybe. And I think that they would want to get Rhea out for that reason. The next challenge is the bicycle one, and swimming and like running one. And I think the heroes would lose this. Now, hear me out. I know they have a lot of strong players, but I'm in my season of this, I'm going to use Hunter's injury way worse than it actually was. And I know, oh, it's not fair, that's not fair. Listen, I need a hero, a really strong hero to get out, because it wouldn't be fair to the villains if they had all these like strong players. So I'm sorry, Hunter, but you got injured, and it's gonna be worse than it way was. Hunter got injured, and it's way worse. He's not medevac, because I hate medevacuations in cartoons, but he got really injured, and his team is very concerned, and they vote him out strictly because they think he may not be good in challenges anymore, and they don't want to risk it. I think the villains are winning this challenge. It's the musical one. I think the heroes are losing. I think the new alliance would be Tom, Lake, Aiden, and Ashley, and I think they would vote out Connor, simply because I don't think they would talk to Connor as much as they talk to Allie and Tess, and I know Lake would not vote for Tess. The next challenge is the ball one, and like the normal episode, I think that Fiore would get eliminated. I think the villains are losing this. I think the main reason is that they would realize how much Fiore is a liability in challenges. I think that Gret would see this because I know originally Gret did not want to work with Alec and I don't think she would want to work with Alec and Fiore again because it's probably going to bring her flashbacks from season 1, and I think she'd be the first one to bring it up, and I think Ellie and Gabby would agree because they want to win, especially Ellie. She wants to win challenges. She'll do anything to win challenges, and we see that in the actual All-Stars, so I think that she would actually agree with voting out Fiore. The next challenge is the space challenge, and for me, I think the villains will win because they're a lot smarter and probably will be able to figure stuff out a lot sooner than the heroes. And I think they'd vote out Allie because, again, the majority alliance would probably vote for Allie. I also think she would be the one instigating the stuff with Tom and Aiden to Jake. So I think they'd be like, okay, this girl is causing way too much drama, and they'd probably vote her out for that. And I think she'd be the one instigating the Tom and Aiden stuff to Jake because this season she's trying to play different and she wants people to like her, and she's trying to play more strategic, so I think she wants to win challenges, and her instigating the stuff for Jake would definitely help her win challenges. So I think that's why she would do that. The next challenge is the water slide challenge, and I think the villains are losing this because the heroes, again, they have Ashley, Lake, and Tom. They're very strong, so I think they'll be able to win this challenge for the heroes. I think the villains would vote out Jake simply because he's a liability. They're probably sick of him getting jealous of Tom and Aiden, and they're like, this isn't even good for us. Like, we need to vote this kid out. And I also think that the majority alliance would probably vote him out. So we are now at the merge, and I think that it would be a heroes versus villains still. I don't think it'd be all mixed up like it was in the actual season. I think that the person who would win immunity would probably be Alec again. I don't think that would change. Who I think would be going home is probably Aiden. I think that what would happen is the heroes would vote out Alec. I think they would see Alec as the biggest threat out of all the heroes because he's probably the most villainous this season. And for the villains, they would play this game smart. They would think, okay, who can we beat in a tiebreaker? And they would choose Aiden. And I think Alec would win the tiebreaker against Aiden because the villains are a lot smarter than the heroes. And the heroes wouldn't think that through about the tiebreaker thing. They would just vote out Alec because he's the most evil. So the next challenge is obviously comebacks. Now, instead of Connor coming back, I would have Allie come back. Now, hear me out. For this to work out, I would need a hero to come back in the game, and so that eliminates like half the people already. I think that Allie has a lot of potential. I think she is a little angry still that her team voted her out. So her being able to live is definitely possible. And unlike everyone else, her story is not done, I feel like, if she were to get eliminated this early, since she has a whole thing where she's just, about her fans and her followers and caring what they think and stuff like that. I think that it makes sense for her to come back, unlike everyone else. Also, for this season, I don't think it makes sense for Connor to come back because he has no relationship with Alec, and Rhea is not in the game anymore. So there'd be no need to bring him back. The next challenge is the capture the flag one. I think Lake will be going home. I think that Allie would flip on the heroes because they voted her out. Why would she want to stay with them? I think this will be her trying to make her own moves in the game, being strategic. I think Tess will be definitely a little betrayed, but I think she'll think, oh, I can still help her. Also, I would still have Alec winning immunity because I still think that fits his character. So, the next challenge is the superhero one, and I think Yule would be going home. I think the same thing would happen where Gret finally is like, okay, he's treating me like trash. I need to vote him out. So I think that she would get Ellie and Gabby to help her vote him out. I don't think Alec would. And I think pretty much everyone else would because they'd be like, yeah, he's treating her like trash. Like, we gotta. And this would be the hero's only way to vote a villain out. So I think they would take the chance. For this challenge, I think Tom and Ashley probably win immunity. I think Tom would really enjoy this and have a really fun time with his powers and probably save the day with Ashley along him. Next challenge is the TikTok one. I think that the pairs would be Ashley and Tom. I would do Allie and Tess, Alec and Ellie, and Gabby and Gret. I think that Allie and Tess would be the losing duo because I think Allie would still be insecure about everything. And I think that would cause Tess to get eliminated, which will make her realize I shouldn't care what other people think and I shouldn't be doing all this crap. You know, I should play strategically, but I shouldn't care what other people think about me. So I think that will be her, like, her opening of, like, oh, this is what I need to do. The next challenge is the truth challenge, and I think that Gabby would win it, and Alec would get Allie, Ashley, and Tom to help vote out Ellie, because he would see Ellie and Gabby making it this far in the game as a pair really, like, bad, and he would want to get them out as soon as possible because you never want to bring a couple to the finals. The next challenge is the puzzle challenge. I think Alec would win immunity, not Gret. I think Gret would be very close, which would seem as a threat to Alec, and he would get the rest of them besides Gabby to vote out Gret. And I think they would agree with this. I think that Alec would not win immunity this time. I think that Ashley would win, obviously. She grew up on a farm. What can I say? And I think everyone else would agree to vote Alec because of how, like, strategically he has been this whole season and, like, how he's been pretty much getting rid of everyone. And I think they'd be like, okay, this guy is too good, we gotta get rid of him. Now, currently, the trailer or the episode has not come out for episode 18, so I'm gonna be basing this off skill. I think Tom would win this. He's a spy cop. I see him winning the challenge, whatever it is. And I'd say that they would vote out Allie just because I don't think Tom would want to vote out Gabby. And I think that is, like, the main reason why they wouldn't vote for her. I think they would go for Allie. I think that Ashley and Gabby would beat Tom in this challenge. I'm sorry, Tom, but you would probably get beaten by the two girls. I think Gabby can beat Tom. We've seen it before, and I think Ashley could probably do the same. So I think Tom would get third place. Now, I think they both deserve to win, but I think Gabby would ultimately win. I think Gabby's very strong. If it has to do with animals, Gabby can do it. I think that overall, Gabby would probably win the season, and we would have our first villain winner. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe so I can make more of these. See you in the next one.